Sri Lanka, a jewel nestled in the turquoise embrace of the Indian Ocean, is an intricate mosaic of diverse cultures and historical grandeur. Here, ancient kingdoms once flourished, and today, the tapestry of modernity is woven with traditional threads. But this island's scenic charm belies its turbulent past, marked by a civil war that deeply scarred its societal fabric, a chapter of profound consequence in Sri Lanka's legacy. More than a skirmish, this serious conflict strained ethnic bonds and entrenched divisions, persevering through decades as a testament to human resilience. Deciphering this period requires understanding the multifaceted background, ethnic pride, linguistic diversity, and colonial remnants. As such, our journey back to the conflict's outset offers insight into the dance of struggle and reconciliation that followed. The enduring divide between the Sinhalese majority and the Tamil minority strongly permeates Sri Lanka's history. Grievances, centuries old, laid the groundwork for conflict, blossoming silently into discord as the remnants of colonial rule receded. With independence came to the fore the simmering ethnic tensions predestined to erupt. This transition from harmony to potential hostility didn't happen overnight. Nationalism and retaliatory sentiments deeply scarred the nation's identity. Recognizing the complexities behind these frictions reveals the layered human emotions, aspirations, and histories leading to this grave discord. We must acknowledge that the journey towards war was intertwined with a web of causation, a narrative precursor to the ensuing bloodshed that marked a nation's darkest chapter. July of 1983 marked the inception of a decades-long struggle. The island stood precariously at the precipice of warfare, a conflict signaled by Black July's violence. The skirmishes that followed rang as harbingers of a civil war set to envelop Sri Lanka, where the rhythm of life would soon be chaos. A declaration of war formalized the ethnic tensions that had long been brewing, indicating an inescapable shift towards upheaval. This was a crisis unfolding in slow motion, spurred by division, amplified by action. As we chart through these formative years, we'll uncover the defining moments that sculpted the conflict's narrative, moments that weaved human determination and political maneuvering into Sri Lanka's storied history. The war's tenure saw Sri Lanka's topography etched with the marks of conflict. Cities and jungles alike bore silent testimonies to the relentless combat, redrawing boundaries in a contentious loop. The north and east became mosaics of territorial contest, their significance transcending the immediate to shape years of continuous strife. Added to this were foreign interventions and influences, introducing a global dimension to the war. Arms and advisors arrived from afar, demonstrating that the strings of the conflict were many and varied. Amid these trying times, Sri Lankans sought resilience, endeavoring towards an elusive peace. The agenda of war interspersed the pursuit of power with the quest for stability, as civilians endured the brunt of the conflict. The battle for Sri Lanka's future wasn't just territorial. It was for the heart of its national story. Amidst constant tumult, we confront the sobering essence of war, its human cost. The toll was severe, indiscriminate, etching itself into the annals of Sri Lanka, not through figures, but through the profound loss of families and communities. The dusks of battle shrouded this tropical isle, marking it with grief. Homes and hearts alike were uprooted, transforming the notion of home into a fragment of a serene past. It's with somber hearts we reflect on discontinued narratives and demolished institutions, beacons of progress felled by conflict. While reconstructing such immense loss is impossible, acknowledging it is essential. As we consider the social and economic aftermath, we remember the irrevocable change wrought upon individual lives and the national psyche. Venturing deeper into Sri Lanka's war legacy, we witness its shadow across economic and social landscapes. Once directed towards growth, national resources reverted to enduring an unending conflict. Society's fabric, once seamless, now bore the scars of division, everyday interactions infused with the burden of maintaining identity amidst chaos. The impact was felt in education and healthcare, as these pillars of society wavered under war's impact. The future hung in uncertainty. Our next segment will uncover efforts from within and international realms to extinguish the flames of war, igniting the embers of peace amidst desolation. International efforts augmented the pursuit of peace in Sri Lanka, highlighting the country's geopolitical significance. India's role was crucial, balancing diplomatic undertones with direct intervention strategies. United Nations peacekeepers arrived as ambassadors of hope against despair, while global aid targeted reconstruction and healing, representing unified responses to human strife. These international overtures were not superficial. They forged connections across conflict divides, underpinning a global commitment to ending hostilities. In the upcoming segment, we shall see the wheel of history turn, showcasing the world's focused attention on forging a lasting peace in Sri Lanka. Relentless in the search for peace, ceasefires became brief respites in Sri Lanka's enduring unrest, signaling a collective yearning for tranquility. Negotiations faced obstacles of suspicion and resistance, with the path to peace proving complex and fraught with setbacks. Despite often breaking down, each ceasefire and peace talk was a step forward, a lesson that even in the toughest times, tenacity toward peace is crucial. Our narrative has not lost sight. The fight for harmony requires sacrifice and an enduring respect for life. The impending segments will unveil efforts that sculpted the nation's destiny and brought the promise of closure. Drawing close to its end, the narrative reaches a turning point as Sri Lanka's military set out to conclude the strife. The LTTE's resilience wavered under definitive salvos, marking a watershed in the conflict and heralding the end of a nearly 30-year war in 2009. It was a moment of somber relief, the cessation of hostilities that beckoned an era of rebuilding against a backdrop of deep-seated scars. We now pivot from recounting strife to embracing the opportunity for regeneration, emphasizing the continued spirit of a people ready to overcome and restore a nation caught in the crossfire of history. In the conflict's still aftermath, Sri Lanka faced the delicate task of weaving unity from division. Government initiatives aimed to repair rifts, albeit amid complex challenges. Monuments to the fallen were erected as bastions against forgetting, while disparities and unhealed wounds still challenged the path to unity. The country now stands at a threshold where revisiting history is indispensable for navigating the way forward. The war's legacy, etched into Sri Lanka's very being, compels the nation onward, reminding us that the past, soberingly reflected upon, informs the steps toward a hopeful tomorrow.